Right, welcome in everybody. We are back for WSL Season 6. And we are getting ready for sprint qualifying. We have the sprint race here tonight, as well as the feature race at the Hungary. This very, very twisty track has, in the last 3 seasons, only seen one safety car. So will we see any more tonight? So we've got a few people heading out on mediums. So probably just trying to get banker laps in, or maybe saving their soft tyres for the main quali. After all, 2 races tonight, tyre allocation is definitely going to be on everybody's mind. Just on board with Jono on his out lap, getting very close to starting his first flying lap. And looks like Sammy's already got a 5-place grid penalty, so he's had a collision with somebody. DRS wide open, and now Jono's going for a first flying lap as he roars down to T1. 320 kilometers an hour into the brakes. Right, down to turn 3. Very, very technical track. And this is the widest part of it. Oh, and that will have invalidated as well. Right, John starting his first flying lap for Haas. A little bit of a lock at 3. That's going to have hurt the time. Oh, no, it looks like John's lap was valid, so it's a 14.99. Big snap there for John. Very close. Very lucky not to come undone. Time's coming in now. I believe that's Sammy's Ferrari. No, that was Meowsy. Out of the lap, to be honest. You got to leave yourself sufficient space between you and the car in front. Looks like a 23 for Peanut in the Mercedes. Biglio on his first lap. A lot of battery still in reserve, so he's got plenty to use in this final sector. MJ and the Williams pretty close to McJammy. 14.5 versus 14.6. And Biglio up to P7 with a 15.9. Edson in the second of the Williams. really flinging that thing through on the soft tyre. And looks like we have 15 racing today. So Sammy's still got to put in a time. Zoolander's on an outlet. And KB has just taken P7 away from Tiglio. And Zenitsu will go through to pole position with a 14.3. And Sammy on a lap. He's going to come across a little bit of traffic, I reckon, fairly shortly. Probably won't affect this lap. On the medium tyre. And he'll go P3. And that is another 14.6, but it is faster than MJ. Lander in the Sauber. Currently the only driver yet to put a time in. Rounds up the final turn. Here's the last of his battery. And he'll go through to P11 and it's just pipped his teammate with a 16.12 versus a 16.14. Looks like Shark is on a flying lap. And he may encounter a little bit of traffic here from one of the Haas's. And he has actually, in fact, bailed out of the lap. So just under 4 minutes left. And we're on board with John, who is currently sat P15, currently on the last position of the grid. Can he improve on it? And looks like that's Shark out of the session. Well, that is rather unfortunate. So he'll take no further part in SQ1. As John just starting to enter sector 3 now. Got to make up about 2 seconds to gain a place. So hopefully the fresh rubber will help. About to see a mad rush out of the pits because we are getting down to about 2 minutes remaining. Going around the last turn. Puts the power down. And it looks like no improvement on those medium tyres, unfortunately. Posty also on a hot lap. He is on fresh softs, so we'll see if he can improve from P12. His teammate's still in the pits. Dark is also out on a lap. That's just one of the S's there pulling aside to let the hot lap guys go through. Very well managed there. Posty rounding the last bend. Can he improve on that 16.1? And he can, and it's a 15.2, and that'll put him into P6. So right now, KB is the driver on the cusp out of the top 10, but also on an outlap, as we have got a mad dash. And KB on the outlet. Fast moving Haas behind him as well. There may very well be Dark actually behind him. So less than a minute remains, so this is final laps. Everybody's out now. Well, everybody except Zenitsu, so Zenitsu must think his time's okay. And KB just letting a few guys go past. About 30 seconds left in the session. I think we've actually had an incident just in the background there. We'll check on that later. And looks like Meowsy coming through now. McJammy Dodge with a 13.7. And KB starting his final lap. Along with a few other drivers. Looks like ETD behind him. So final times will be coming in. I'm pretty sure that McJammy's finished all of his laps. Looks like John has done all of his. Ryan's also pulled the pin. And Tiglio has as well. He's finished. That's the Ferrari of Sammy on his final lap, just in front of KB. And Sammy's actually going to split the Williams. So it is going to be Williams versus Ferrari for the start of this sprint race, unless KB. And KB's actually gone up to P7, so that's a very good effort. And what can Jono do? Can Jono disappoint? I think he can. I think last driver across the line, and he's gone second, so he's brought Red Bull into the fight. So it's McJammy and Jono on row 1, MJ Roller and Sammy on row 2 provisionally. Sammy does have that penalty, of course. Zenitsu and Combine on row 3. Row 4 is KB and Toasty. Row 5 is Dark and Shark. Row 6 is Tiglio and Zoolander. Row 7 is ETD and Peanut. And John is on row 8. Good chance that we'll see most drivers on medium tyres here for the sprint race. This track does have a typically high tyre degradation. All right, here we go. 5 red lights coming to life. And we're away racing. Looks like Jono and McJammy both on the mediums, and they're both really contesting the lead of the race. We've got a yellow flag in the background, so somebody's already come off. Side by side through about the first 4 corners. So this is where it's going to get spicy. Who's going to bail out? And it's going to be Meowsy. New season, fresh start. Everybody's back at 0 points. And looks like Shark has lost about 5 places, so he must have been in the car coming off there. John's actually gained 2 places, so he's done a pretty decent job from 15th. So a bit of a rough start for Mercedes, but it is only the sprint race. And Shark's already out of the race. So that'll be a big fat 0 for Shark. Unfortunately, that's going to hurt Mercedes in the championship. Oh boy, and Peanut, just to add insult to injury, has got a 10-second time penalty. Speeding in the pits, and yeah, that is, as far as the sprint race is concerned, that is the day done for Mercedes. Fortunately, not a very good start for them, but Jono is managing to hold a pretty good grip on the lead here. He does have McJamie behind him to worry about. DRS, of course, enabled after the first lap, so this time by they'll have it. About half a second to McJamie, and it's 7/10 further back for MJ Roller. I'd say at the detection point, it's probably the first 5 in a DRS train. First official fast lap is a 15.8 from Jono, and that's McJamie straight down the inside. Can't Jono cut back on him? He's right over the gearbox. Now the risk here with the pace that McJamie has is maybe Jono should have defended that a bit better, or at least a bit more. If he can stay with him, he'll be able to mount an attack at the end of the lap. If any of the previous seasons are anything to go by, then McJamie is a very, very difficult person to actually get past. Got a lot of pace. And it looks like KB losing a couple of spots in the background as well. McJamie now with the fastest lap, 15.580. And that's Peanut coming out of the pits, and he'll be a lap down, and now they're going to be side by side, but Jono's got the DRS, and I think he might have the advantage into 3. And McJamie has no choice but to fall in behind him. Meanwhile, combined is on Zenitsu right now. Alpine versus Williams. Very grey, overcast day here in Hungary. And Sammy's actually done pretty well in that Ferrari. He's up 3 places. Lap 4, we've got 8 to go at the end of this one. And that's Mercedes off in the grass there. I think it might be Peanut trying to get out of the way for everybody. There's also McJamie's going to try and make a move up the front. I combine even with the DRS, can't seem to get Zenitsu, but Jono's actually managed to defend against McJamie quite well. Can he hold it on the outside? They both lock the wheels. He's going to go for the switchback here. Peanut's retired from the race, so he's out. That was some very, very good fighting from those two at the front. Hard, it was clean. It was just altogether some good racing. Now John has got the DRS. He's going to be able to have a crack at McJammy here. Pulls out nice and late and down the inside into 1 and 2. Going to close off that exit, and it's a job well done. And it looks like we've got a bit of a fight further back. Yeah, it is KB and Tosi. Tosi on DRS. KB holding it right round the outside. Can he get it done? And even without the DRS, manages to get the job done. But it's not over yet between these two. And Tiglio, that's a 3-second time penalty, and that's for curb hopping. So that's going to put him in a bit of strife now. And gaps are starting to form just a little bit, and looks like KB's just managing to outpace Toasty, and ETD's right back in the fight now. Meanwhile, back at the top end of town. Oh, a little bit of snap of oversteer there from Jono, and he will full well be aware of the fact that McJammy has the DRS, but he's going to be able to manage to hold it round the outside this time. They're almost banging wheels, almost forcing McJammy off the track. They're going to be side by side through here. This is dicey. And how they got through there side by side, I don't know. But they've managed to pull it off. But it's also brought MJ right back into the mix, so he's going to want to have a crack now. Tell you what, the fight that these two have in them, MJ could end up winning the race, could end up winning the sprint race if these two get a little more feisty. So far, it's just been good, hard racing. Jono managing to defend the DRS quite well. Not even any real sort of threat from McJammy behind him that lap. But of course, anything can happen in racing, and it usually does. Looks like Zoolander managed to get past Tiglio, but not that it'll make a lot of difference. Tiglio does have that penalty. And Jono going super defensive and early this time. All this time, Yowzy with a little bit of oversteer out of the corner. Yowzy right out onto the dirt this time. only be the sprint race, but these two are going tooth and nail at it. There's the tyre comparison. So Jono's tyre's in a little bit better condition. Mialzi McJammy, that is, just using a little bit more of the right rear. A little bit of a lock up there from Jono. We got yellows in sector 2. So somebody's come off. Can't have been terribly bad. Oh, that was a bit of a late defend from Jono there, and that could be put under scrutiny. I know that Mialzi definitely won't be happy with that. And Mialzi is back to the lead now. And it looks like MJ has just fallen outside of the DRS, so it's probably a 2-car fight for the win now, but these two are still going tooth and nail at it. We're going to have 2 laps to go at the line. Jono on the DRS now. Just to sweep around the outside. And that was actually a smart move because he's been able to cut underneath Mialzi. It is going to put him on the outside going down to 3, but he's completely cleared him by the time they do get down to 3. They must both be quite low on battery at this point. Both of them trying to conserve whatever battery they can. Jono did get a really good start to this race, managing to pit Mialzi at turn 1. All that Jono really has to do is defend the DRS zone in the next lap, and it's pretty much in the bag for him to win if he can do that. Also got yellows again, and I think it looks like it might be John off the track. This is the battle that it's going to come down to for this race. Jono immediately going defensive, and that's another 3-second time penalty for Tiglio, so that's 6 seconds total. Right, John's managed to defend one part of the DRS zone, and he's pretty much managed to defend both parts because of the exit that he got. Mialzi's not going to be able to do a lot around the outside, or can he? No, he can't, because Jono covers it off. Mialzi's going to be doing everything he can to get the lead of the race back. He started on pole. Big snap of oversteer there for Jono. And Jono absolutely low on battery. Mialzi looked to want to have a crack there. It's not a smart place. Probably just trying to distract Jono. This is going to come all the way down to the finish line. And Toasty now with a 3-second time penalty. Not really going to hurt him, though. Tyre's starting to protest now as well. Again, Jono's just in a little bit better of condition. John's retired from the race on the final lap, so there'll be a localized yellow for his car. And McJammy just couldn't get it done. So Jono wins the first race of the season, the sprint race in Hungary. Right, we are about to head into qualifying for the main race. Getting ready for the cars to come out. See who is first to track. Sounds like some cars firing. And it looks like ETD is the first car on track. Soft tyre compound. A couple of people opting for the hard tyres. So ETD being the first on track, will stay on board with him for the first flying lap so long as it's valid, and see where he sets the benchmark time. Right, starting its first flying lap now. Clear road in front. We've got about half the field on the track at the moment. Track surface definitely a little slippery. See the car's struggling just a little bit. And at the 17.4 is the first lap. And Tiglio has set that bar at a 15.2 on the soft tyre. Tiglio now the one to beat. And John has done a 15-0 on the hards. So given the tide delta, that's actually pretty impressive. Wonder if he's got a soft tyre in reserve to use. And KB on the mediums has done a 15-6. On board with Zenitsu now. Entering sector 2. And Zenitsu will set the bar at a 14-4. Did see 13th in sprint quali, so it'll be interesting to see just how low those times will get. KB just charging up for another lap. Shark may just be having some connectivity issues. You can see his car clipping there, so that could be marginally problematic. Oh, looks like he's clipped the wall that's... Yeah, he's actually given that car pretty significant damage, so this could be curtains. That net connection does not look pleasant to deal with. While Sammy is on his first flying lap, entering sector 2, he's going to have to watch out for the debris. And MJ Rolls started his first flying as well. And yeah, that looks like Shark has called it quits on quali. And Sammy with a 14-8. So not quite able to match Zenitsu as far as bank lap time goes. And Combined starting his first lap. Roller also on a lap, so we'll stick with him, see where he can put that Williams comparative to his teammate. Also looks like John is getting soft tyre fitted in the pits. A little bit of a snap there from MJ. So he rounds the final turn, gets the DRS wide open, uses what little battery he has left, and he'll go to provisional pole with a 14-2. Meanwhile, Combined in the Alpine. And Combined will go across the line and up into P8 with a 15-8. The exact same time, by the way, as Zoolander at 8.70. But Zoolander gets the position by virtue of setting the time first. And is that what I think it is? Yep, that is dark on the wrong tyre. As the session's not been declared wet. Jamie now on his first flying lap. We'll see what he can get done. $14.2, the time to beat. Sammy's out on a set of fresh softs. And John is also out on his set of fresh softs. So we've got about 7.5 minutes to go. And Meowsy is going to do a 13.4, so he's absolutely obliterated MJ's time. Zoolander on a flying lap. He's coming up to some slower traffic. Hopefully they'll get out of the way. Or actually, no, they won't have to because they are on a valid lap. And, yeah, that's John in front of him. Hopefully the gap's enough and it won't actually obstruct Zoolander. And it looks like Toasty's gone up the queue a little bit into P7. And this is where Zoolander may just have to bail out of the lap. Definitely going to be a little bit compromised. And no improvement for Zoolander. And in fact, it looks like, and Combine has gone ahead now. He's actually up to P6. Like ETD on a flying lap on the scrub tires. We'll see what improvements he can make. Catching up to one of the Haas's now. Oh, that looks like a crash at the entry to the pits. Yeah, that's going to be a bit of damage, but ETD across the line. And no positional improvement for him. AB on a flying lap. AB across the line. He'll go up to P6 with a 14.8. Jono's got a 13.7 just by the way against McJammy, but nothing really. I believe ETD is on a cooldown. Nope. He's on another flying lap, so let's see if he can improve on that 16.9. Got just under 4 minutes left in quali. And nope, no improvement on lap time there for ETD, it appears. Tiglio has just started his flying lap. And can he improve on this 15.2? So far, only 2 cars in the 13s. 3 minutes left in the session, so we're about to see a mad rush out of the pits as well. And MJ's also started a flying lap, and that'll be Curtis Fatiglio's lap. MJ sitting on a 14-2. Can he break some hearts? Needs to gain about a second and a lap to do it. No, it looks like he's bailed out of the lap. Must have invalidated, and that's unfortunate. Sammy now getting ready to fire up for a hot lap. Not really a lot separating third through to sixth. It's about 6/10. So Sammy, fire it. No, he's not. No, well, maybe he's forgotten to switch his ERS on, but his battery's not showing as being used up. So something's going on, I think. And Tiglio's out of the session. He's had a crash. And unfortunately, we can't get eyes on. Meanwhile, back with MJ, he's used a lot of battery. Oh boy, big lock up there for MJ. And that's curtains on his lap. Now, what can Combine do? He's got to get into the 14s. Combine needs about 4/10. All right, final lap's about to come in. And McJammy and Jono are on hot laps and are on fresh tyres. Combine across the line up to P6. KB, now what can he do to improve his position? And Dark's also crashed out of the session. And it's a 13.39. Now the time to beat. And KB across the line, and he'll go up to P6. Only Jono and Shark left. Okay, Jono, last car across the line. No, he's bailed out of the lap. So pole position is going to go to McJammy. Right, as everyone gets their race strategy prepped, we're about to go racing for the feature race. Right, 5 red lights coming to life. And we're racing. So far, it's a pretty clean start. Looks like Jono's got an absolutely swamped at the start. And John's already out of the race, so we've already had a crash and we've got a VSC. And hopefully the VSC won't last too long. We can get back to racing. Don't think John's car was in a terribly bad place. He might have come together with Toasty, because Toasty's lost about 6 places. But of course, hard to say. And we're back to green flag racing. So DRS is now enabled, but they won't be able to actually use it, and that's Zoolander into the pits. Won't be able to actually use the DRS till the end of this lap. And McJamie already out to 8/10 over his teammate. So he is pretty much already buggering off into the distance. And yeah, looks like Zoolander's gone to the hard tyre. So he may be able to get to the end of the race without a pit stop now. Not saying the tyres will be in very good nick after that, but it could be a brutally good strategy play. And looks like Toasty now in the pits. And he's coming in for a stop. So what's happened here? Yep, it's a front wing replacement. On lap 3, and we've already had 2 cars go into the pits. But of course, if we get a safety car, this does open up the 2-stop option. So traditionally, we have not had a safety car here. Sammy's struggling to stay within DRS of his teammate. And in fact, actually coming under a bit of siege from Zenetsu. Oh, that's the two Williams together, and that's curtains for them. Oh my! It looks like Zoolander back in the pit, so there's definitely something wrong with that Sauber. Here's Tour in the pit lane again. And yeah, looks like the front nose needs to be replaced potentially a second time. And the two Williams will be into the pits this lap, I suspect. And we have got a full course safety car. And the two Ferraris are in, so they're going to have to double stack. And Jono's actually opted to stay out. And he stayed out so that KB can pit, I think. And Sammy has been massively obstructed in the pits. The two Williams are in. They've had issues. And that hard tyre explains why Jono's stayed out. Going to guess that Jono's going to be hoping for a bit of track position and another safety car. He's trying to keep temperature in the tyres, but Jono being the Iceman at the moment. And hopefully we'll see the safety car in at the end of this lap. Yep, safety car is in the slap, so Jono will lead them away. And Jono going for it now. Now Jono's going to need to build up a pretty decent lead, and that's McJammy making a move on Tiglio, and he's up to P3 again, so could make things a touch difficult. And Dark with a 3-second time penalty. And unfortunately, I think I've got a technical issue broadcast side. Yeah, sorry guys, we're going to have to cut this because there is an audio problem and I cannot get it